This is a video of Eddie's recuperation. Eddie does not want to be stuck in a chair, immobilized and paralyzed. By the power of will, you can stand up from that wheelchair. I built up my muscles in my arms through using these hand weights. And here's a few of the exercises that I do. I'll go through. You do right and left hand 10 times each. Okay, here's one type. The bicep curl. You're supposed to go slow, and you're supposed to hold the biceps tight because you want to tension the muscle to strengthen it up. Then there's the forward lift. There's the shoulder up. There's the crossover. There's side chair lifts. And what I'm supposed to do is try to keep my back straight. I have a terrible problem with my back. I've let all the negativity of the world weigh heavy on my shoulders. And I've got to stand up and hold it strong. I've got to remember to sit in the chair and keep my back straight. Now I can also stand with the walker, and I can walk up to 100 feet if I have to. It takes a lot out of me. It's quite painful on my foot. But the only way of overcoming the difficulty is you've got to force it. You've got to force it as much as tolerated. There's no point in just sitting around all lazy. Now, let's see. I rigged myself up a handicapped toilet with bars around. It's a very small bathroom, but it's perfect. I can do all my business, and I can wash my hands real good. And I can't bring the wheelchair in it. I kind of have it so the walls and the bars support me. And I used to have to use a bedroom commode. That was terrible because then I had to constantly empty it. It's much more hygienic to have a professional handicapped bathroom. And I'm managing, I have to do everything. Cooking my own food, doing my own laundry, taking care of my birds, feeding and watering the birds. I had a problem with the birds yesterday. I had the cage open and I was changing the water, and they're ring-necked doves, and the two in the big giant cage decided to bolt, and they refused to go back in their cage. They came out of the door, they started flying around, and I'm going, oh my God, I can't chase them around the room anymore. And they were laughing. They were so happy. So I figured when they got tired enough, they would go back to their nest. And that's what they did. They took care of themselves. And I have to do most of the stuff from sitting in a seat. Wash the dishes, sitting in the chair, cook, sitting in the chair. I got to wear gloves. And for extension, I have this grabber. I also have a dressing stick. And to keep my lungs active, because I can't stand up and walk around that much, I have my spirometer. And you try to see how high a level you can get the air in, because it opens up the alveoli in your lungs and prevents pneumonia. So I breathe in and try to get as high as I can, and then I hold my breath till it gets to the bottom. And that opens up the passages in the lungs, keeps them open and free of mucus. I find it's very helpful. I'm at 1750 right now. Goes from 1750. When people see me do 1750, they say, "Oh, that's pretty good." And I can get it up to 2000, 2250. And there's this little indicator knob. You're supposed to do it slowly and keep the button in between the indicator knob. And that's a good exercise for rehabilitation. I like this one because it's very pranic and energizing. Sometimes when I feel tired and I don't feel so good, I find doing some deep breaths with this and holding it and trying to see how high I can get it, I find that's very helpful. I'm looking for alternative methods to get pranic energy because my digestive system doesn't work well anymore. My kidneys are really shot. They work at about 10% of a normal person, which means I can have very limited amount of sodium and potassium, very limited amount. And that's because my electrolyte level, it's difficult to control. And it's very important for me to keep the fluid off. I don't know if anybody thinks I'm skinnier. I started off at 215 pounds, and I just weighed myself this morning 182.5. So having the least amount of weight is the less stress on my feet and the less taxing on my body. Now, I don't want to be at an unhealthy weight either, but minimal. A yogi does not eat too much or eat too little, sleep too much and sleep too little. Those are all ascension symptoms. Many people with these ascension symptoms can hardly sleep at all. Sometimes I can, but a lot of times I get up after an hour and I just can't lie there. There's too much to do. Okay. That's the end of our day.